How many times have you sat down for just an hour of gaming, and next thing you know, it's sunrise? Yeah, we've all been there. Here are the top addictive games that are totally worth spending 100 plus hours on, offering an experience you'll want to keep coming back to. These are the kinds of games that grab you, pull you in, whether it's because of the epic worlds, the gripping stories, or just how insanely fun they are. These titles are pure gaming gold. Let's kick this off with Ghost of Tsushima. You ever just want to lose yourself in a world that is as beautiful as it is dangerous? Ghost of Tsushima is exactly that. And trust me, you will spend hours just watching the wind guide you through it all. Players take on the role of Jin Sakai, a samurai turned ghost warrior, navigating the Mongol invasion, with elegant swordplay and stealth mechanics. What truly sets this game apart is its atmosphere. Serene landscapes, poetic side quests, and an emotional storyline that lingers long after the credits roll. Whether you are dueling on a cliff at sunset or composing haikus in a bamboo grove, there is always something to ground you in the world. Easily 100 plus hours of beauty, challenge, and quiet introspection. Next up, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Shadow of the Tomb Raider takes you deep into ancient tombs, lush jungles, and deadly puzzles. It's a mix of exploration, stealth, and action, and everything just feels good. The environments are gorgeous, and the tomb designs are clever without being frustrating. You'll want to find every secret, every collectible, and every hidden passage. It's the kind of game that rewards curiosity with satisfaction. Up next, Metal Gear Solid 5. The Phantom Pain. Hideo Kojima's Metal Gear Solid 5 is a masterpiece of sandbox stealth and emergent gameplay. You play as Big Boss or Venom Snake, building a private army while unraveling a complex narrative set during the Cold War. But unlike traditional stealth games, MGSV lets you play how you want. Go loud, go silent, use decoys, Fulton extract tanks. The freedom is exhilarating. Every mission offers multiple solutions, and the dynamic weather, day-night cycle, and enemy adaptability keep things fresh. Then there's the base-building metagame, which adds another layer of long-term progression that will keep you hooked for dozens of hours. With its blend of military realism, surrealism, and Kojima-style storytelling, this game is as deep as it is flexible. Now, this is pure cinema, Senua's Saga. Hellblade 2. Hellblade 2 invites players into a visceral, often haunting exploration of grief, psychosis, and mythology. Senua's journey through a twisted Norse underworld is deeply personal, told through stunning visuals and binaural audio that immerses you in her fractured reality. Combat is brutal and cinematic, yet it's the narrative intensity that pulls you in. Every whisper in Senua's mind, every puzzle and symbol feels like a piece of her soul laid bare. The game doesn't just ask you to fight enemies, it asks you to understand pain, loss, and resilience. With its artistic direction and powerful themes, you'll find yourself revisiting it, uncovering layers you missed the first time. A heavy, yet unforgettable experience that rewards depth over distraction. And speaking of rugged landscapes and grit, the next game might surprise you with just how much post-apocalyptic thrill it packs. Mad Max. Mad Max might just be one of the most underrated open-world games of its generation. Set in a scorched wasteland where survival is a brutal balancing act, the game captures the gritty, cinematic energy of the films perfectly. You play as Max, a man of few words but endless resolve, building and customizing your car, the magnum opus, as your primary weapon in a world gone mad. Combat is raw, the world designed desolate yet strangely beautiful. And the loop of scavenging, upgrading, and conquering enemy camps becomes instantly addictive. There's something immensely satisfying about watching your scrap-built war machine evolve with every hour you invest. Don't be fooled by the sand and silence. There's a storm of content here for those willing to dig deep. Speaking of rebellion and chaos, our next stop takes us to the heart of a revolution in a Caribbean paradise gone wrong. Far Cry 6. Far Cry 6 drops you into the war-torn nation of Yara, where you become a guerrilla fighter, challenging the brutal regime of Anton Castillo, played chillingly by Giancarlo Esposito. From the start, the game overwhelms you with choice, missions, gear, weapons, and wild ways to approach every objective. Want to fight with a jetpack flamethrower? Or take out enemies with a music-shooting backpack? Go for it. The open world is vibrant and diverse. Jungles, towns, swamps, and packed with side quests, secrets, and absurd experiments. There's a chaotic joy in liberating outposts, rescuing rebels, and wreaking havoc with animal companions like Chorizo, the sausage dog. It's loud, bold, and explosively fun. And if you're a completionist, this sandbox will keep you occupied for a long, long time. Next up, Assassin's Creed, Valhalla. The map is massive, the world is detailed, and the freedom is real. Whether you're pillaging or meditating, there's always something new to discover. You take on the role of Eivor, a Viking raider seeking glory, and a new home in Anglo-Saxon England. The game merges brutal combat with deep RPG mechanics, gear upgrades, skill trees, and rich narrative choices that shape your journey. What sets Valhalla apart is its world. Every village, monastery, and forest feels handcrafted, filled with stories waiting to be discovered. From alliances and political intrigue to mythological visions and realm-hopping sequences, the game is vast. You're not just a warrior, you're a community builder, a leader, and at times, a diplomat. Ready for another sprawling epic? Assassin's Creed, Odyssey set in ancient Greece during the Peloponnesian War. Assassin's Creed, Odyssey casts you as either Cassandra or Alexios, a mercenary with ties to a mysterious bloodline. The world is absolutely massive. From sun-kissed islands and legendary beasts to grand naval battles, there's always something new to uncover. This title leans heavily into RPG mechanics, offering branching dialogue, moral choices, and multiple endings. Side quests are not just filler, they're often emotional and well-written, adding layers to the lore and world. And with its expansive progression system, gear customization, and cultist hunting gameplay, there's more than enough content to keep you locked in. We take a leap across time to feudal Japan, where blades flash in the shadows. Assassin's Creed, Shadows. And now we finally get what fans have begged for: feudal Japan. Assassin's Creed, Shadows brings dual protagonists and a stealth-heavy experience that really leans into classic ninja vibes. With dynamic weather and smart enemy AI, every mission feels fresh. It's a beautiful, deadly world that respects history while giving you tools to shape it. Featuring two protagonists, Yasuke, the African samurai, and Naoi, a stealth-focused shinobi, it brings dual gameplay styles that let you switch between brute force and surgical silence. Returning to its roots while embracing a next-gen approach to world building. From cherry blossom-covered temples to war-torn villages, every location is ripe for exploration. With dynamic seasons and weather, time of day impacts how you approach missions, adding complexity to every encounter. Up next, a tale of survival, loss, and loyalty in a world overrun by the undead, and one man's mission to find peace on the open road. Days Gone. Days Gone delivers a gripping blend of survival horror and emotional storytelling. Set in a post-apocalyptic Oregon, you play as Deacon St. John, a biker-turned-drifter, trying to stay alive in a world overrun by freakers while searching for hope in the form of a long-lost love. What sets this game apart is its dynamic open world. Hordes of infected move in terrifying waves, weather changes how you play, and your motorcycle isn't just transportation. It's your lifeline. Upgrading and maintaining it adds depth to the journey, while random events and evolving camp relationships keep the experience feeling fresh. It's gritty, heartfelt, and filled with unexpected tension. And once you're in, you'll keep riding, for well over 100 hours. Next up, Grand Theft Auto. You probably saw this one coming. Look, GTA 5 needs no introduction, is a juggernaut. Between the chaotic story of Michael, Franklin, and Trevor, and the endless sandbox that is GTA Online, this game basically invented the just one more hour trap. What elevates it beyond simple fun is the balance of high-stakes missions with seemingly endless side activities. Want to practice yoga, trade stocks, hunt UFOs? You can, and once you go online, the game becomes a living city, with updates adding heists, custom races, and even full-blown roleplay communities. You haven't spent 100 plus hours here. Are you even gaming? Well, one of gaming's most detailed open worlds ever created. Red Dead Redemption. When it comes to storytelling, Red Dead Redemption 2 is in a league of its own, set during the twilight of the American frontier. But what makes this game so addictive is not just its narrative, it's the realism. Every campfire story, horseback ride, and random encounter feels handcrafted. The open world is alive. Animals hunt and migrate. Townsfolk remember your actions, and weather impacts gameplay. Beyond the main story, players find themselves hunting legendary animals, completing side missions, or simply soaking in the ambiance for hours on end. This isn't just a game, it's a digital novel in motion. 100 hours? You'll spend that just soaking in sunsets on the prairie. Next up, Uncharted 4. A Thief's End. Nathan Drake makes his grand return in Uncharted 4, a beautifully crafted finale to a beloved franchise. Set years after his last adventure, the game follows Nate on a high-stakes quest across jungles, caverns, and ancient ruins, all while exploring themes of legacy, sacrifice, and redemption. The gameplay is fluid, combining cinematic shootouts, parkour-style climbing, and clever puzzles. But what truly hooks you is the character writing. Nate's banter with his brother Sam, his relationship with Elena, and his internal struggle between adventure and responsibility make this game deeply human. With hidden collectibles, detailed environments, and one jaw-dropping set piece after another, Uncharted 4 rewards exploration and replaying, a worthy farewell that deserves every hour you invest. Mass Effect. 2 is often hailed as one of the best sci-fi RPGs ever made, and for good reason. You step back into the boots of Commander Shepard, assembling a crew for a suicide mission to save humanity from an ominous alien threat. What makes the game so captivating is its emotional depth. Every crew member has a backstory, a loyalty mission, and consequences tied to your decisions. The dialogue system, branching choices, and moral ambiguity make each playthrough feel uniquely yours. Let's now dive from history into horror, with a remake that brings a classic survival experience back to horrifying life. Resident Evil 4 Remake. Resident Evil 4 redefined the action horror genre, and its 2023 remake elevates that legacy. You once again play as Leon S. Kennedy, sent to rescue the president's daughter from a remote European cult, only to face off against terrifying enemies and grotesque mutations. The gameplay is tight, tense, and more refined than ever, balancing resource management with explosive combat. Whether you're parrying chainsaws or navigating dark, eerie catacombs, every moment keeps your pulse racing. The remake modernizes visuals, voice acting, while staying true to the original spirit. It's a masterclass in atmosphere and replayability, with unlockables, difficulty modes, and secrets that practically beg for multiple playthroughs. Next up, after a rocky launch, Cyberpunk 2077 has transformed into a powerhouse RPG, especially with the Phantom Liberty expansion. You play as V, a mercenary navigating the chaotic streets of Night City, a dystopian metropolis packed with crime, politics, and neon-lit secrets. Character builds are wildly customizable. Hacking, stealth, brute force. It's all on the table. The narrative is gripping, with branching paths and unforgettable characters like Johnny Silverhand, voiced by Keanu Reeves. The game world is dense, layered, and alive, rewarding exploration at every corner. Now, let's venture into fantasy, a land of dragons, destiny, and endless adventure. The Elder Scrolls. Skyrim. Few games offer as much freedom as Skyrim. From the moment you escape Helgen, the world is yours. Join the Thieves Guild, become the Archmage of Winterhold, slay dragons, or ignore the main quest entirely and build a house by the lake. The game's radiant AI system makes every NPC feel part of a living world, and the modding community keeps it evolving over a decade later. With its iconic soundtrack, deep lore, and freedom to shape your journey, Skyrim is less of a game and more of a lifestyle. It's a fantasy world that never stops giving, no matter how many times you return. But if you prefer your challenges a little more brutal and your victories hard-earned, you'll want to test your skill with this next masterpiece. Sekiro, Shadows Die. Twice. Sekiro is not for the faint-hearted. From Software's brutal action-adventure game blends tight sword combat with stealth and mobility, placing you in war-torn Sengoku-era Japan. You play as a shinobi named Wolf, out to rescue his kidnapped lord and restore his honor. Unlike other Soulsborne titles, Sekiro doesn't rely on RPG stats. You win with skill, precision, and perfect timing. Every boss is a lesson in patience and mastery. The grappling hook adds verticality to exploration, making each level feel like a deadly puzzle box. It's difficult, yes, but also immensely rewarding. The rush of finally defeating a tough enemy after dozens of attempts, unmatched, and once you've mastered it, you'll come back again just to feel that thrill. And finally, we arrive at a game that many consider the gold standard of modern RPGs. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. The Witcher 3 is nothing short of a narrative triumph. You play as Geralt of Rivia, a monster hunter searching for his adopted daughter in a war-ravaged, morally gray world. The game's writing is top tier. Every quest, no matter how small, feels meaningful and expertly crafted. Combat is fluid and layered, requiring careful preparation and smart use of potions, signs, and strategy. The choices you make ripple throughout the story, affecting entire regions and character outcomes. And then there's Blood and Wine and Hearts of Stone, DLCs so rich, they're full games in themselves if you're looking for a game to get completely lost in. One that combines dark fantasy with philosophical depth and world-class storytelling. This is it. The Last of Us series. The Last of Us and its sequel are raw, emotional, and brutally human. They're not just zombie games, they're character studies set in a broken world. You'll cry, rage, and maybe even question your choices. But through it all, you'll keep playing because you need to see what happens next. The storytelling, next level, the performances, award-worthy. The Mafia series. Lastly, let's not forget Mafia. Whether you're rolling through the 1930s in the definitive edition, or climbing the ranks in the 60s as Lincoln Clay, this series nails atmosphere. The cities feel alive, the stories are tight, and the pacing keeps you coming back. It's not just about crime, it's about loyalty, betrayal, and rising through the ranks in a world that doesn't forgive. Which games have you spent the most time in? Or is there a favorite we missed? Drop it in the comments, like the video if you enjoyed the list. And don't forget to subscribe for more gaming content just like this. Until next time.